time at Dish with D. That's me and my drink. Thank you for viewing this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Monday, and Monday is, cue the horns, my weekly weigh-in at Weight Watchers and the weekly meeting topic for this week. The weekly meeting topic always starts on Sunday, so I get weighed on Friday. That is my meeting day, and this is my upload day. So welcome to my channel. If you are new here and you saw this as a Weight Watchers channel, you are welcome. Hit that subscribe button, join us here, and take a look at the old footage and recipes, and you will find something here you like. Besides food, you'll also find friendship and support. So, and welcome back to my returning lovelies. Okay, let's recap. Last week, I'll remind you about last week's weigh-in. I was up 2.8. I just said 3 pounds because honestly, in my mind, it was 3. Now, when I went into that weigh-in, I did feel like I was puffy was the word. I don't like to use that word, but that's how I felt. Swollen. I've been feeling swollen for a while now. So I knew there wasn't going to be, it was not going to be, the best weigh-in. But I didn't think I was going to gain 2.8 pounds. My week was decent. It was actually on the good side. I had a birthday, so I had cake, but you saw the cake, and I ate half one day and half the other. So I was not expecting that big of a sway. Like I said, weight fluctuates, there's a variable, it goes up, it goes, what I'm saying? So I'm all right with that, but I felt like 3 pounds was just a bit mean. So I was not happy with that. And you try not to let it bother you, because even though, like I said, I went over to have a bad week. Now, when I eat and I have a bad week, what I'm saying, it is what it is, and I go on the scale, and and I move on. But when you're on plan 95% of the time, and you see that, you're just like, what? It is. It's very disheartening, and I see a lot of people go through it. I've been through it before. It is. It takes the wind out of your sails. It takes that momentum that you had. It takes that, that eye of the tiger away. Like, people say, how do you keep motivated? Well, you keep motivated by seeing success. And I felt like that was an epic fail. Did I fail, though? Did I fail? In my mind, I didn't. So I had to keep that in the forefront, because this could spiral into, it's 2.8. It could spiral next. It could just, we lose that focus. We lose that momentum. We lose that motivation. So what did you do? Well, I just did my plan. I did what I usually do. And I just, and I thought to myself, and I've been saying this, that I'm not, I feel like I'm struggling, and I've been struggling for a while, years actually. And I thought, you know what? Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe what you did before doesn't work now, because you're not that same person. Your body's not, you're in a different season of life. So maybe we need to change things up a bit. Just maybe work harder. Because I'm going to be honest, when I followed my plan, I had success. Now it seems like I'm going to have to go above and beyond. I'm going to have to really go that extra step. It's not something you want to hear, is it? And I had to really prioritize my snacking. I had to prioritize my workouts. I had to prioritize what I did and do it more intentionally. Even though I thought I was being intentional, I wasn't. I needed to be more. That was my word 2 years ago, if you remember right, was intentional. So I thought, you know what, we need to revisit that word, intentional. I think it was my word 2 years ago. Last year's word was joy. The year before was I had a bracelet that says intentional on it and everything. So I thought maybe we need to go refocus back to the word intentional and really focus on what we need to do, because I don't want to frustrate myself. I don't want to get into that mindset where I just don't care, because you get that way. That's what I did. And I just really watched what I ate. I watched the gluten, because a lot of you said, you said you have a sensitivity to gluten. So I'm like, okay, they're right. Just because this doesn't bother me, like, physically, it bothers me in a sense. I feel bloated, but I don't feel physically sick. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, I kind of feel uncomfortable. So I think I told you before, there's several foods that I know for me, and everybody's foods are different. See, that's the thing. Don't be not having gluten because Denise is not having gluten. Gluten might not cause you to be, what is that word? Inflammatory. for you. You really should go to your doctor and ask him to get you tested. Because I'm telling you, you'd be surprised at the way things are and the way the world is. So I was very mindful of that. So I watched those things that caused me, and gluten was one of them. So I did only have one gluten day, which would have been the next day. I had a flatbread pizza. But other than that, I was pretty much gluten free, which for me is huge because, I'll have a little bit of this, a little bit of that bite here. No, I did not have any gluten all week. I was really, really good. So when you stepped on the scale, I just wanted to be down those 2.8 pounds, and I was. Plus, I was down 4.4 pounds. And I know, I was just shocked. I was looking for a 3-pound loss. I just want to get that weight off from last week, and I would have been fine. So that just goes to show you that wasn't really a true gain. It was just inflammation. And yeah, it could show itself up on the scale, and it's very depressing. So what I know is I have to be very diligent and intentional with the foods that I'm eating. So yeah, up 2.8 now, down 4.2. Shock was I. But you know what? Not in the sense when I realized I really worked hard, and maybe I've been slacking off. Maybe things that I used to do just don't work anymore. Maybe I need to be a little bit more, proactive in my journey. Like, yeah, I'm successful. I'm Weight Watchers lifetime. That doesn't mean I get a free pass just to yeah, okay. Those days are over. I gotta work my butt off. So that's the takeaway from this video. Unfortunately, it's not something I relish doing, but I have to. And that proved to me that I can lose a significant amount of weight. Because I've said it before, I feel like I was broken. I feel like I couldn't lose. That just shows me that I can. But I have to work harder at it. So, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So let's get into this week's topic. How do you turn your mini wins into lasting inspiration? Every day you put effort into making healthy decisions and following your routine. You deserve some props. We do. So grab your horn and we'll show you how to use it. Try this. That simple thing you did. What simple thing did you do this week that took a lot of effort and energy? I made a 2-point dinner after work. How did you make it happen? Thoughts, routines, plans, anything. I planned the meal. I went grocery shopping on Sunday. What barriers did you overcome and how did you do it? I know I'm tired after work, so I also chopped the veggies on Sunday instead of watching TV, then played music while cooking for extra energy. That's so true. Music, I put my earbuds in when I want to get stuff done, and you'd be surprised how it pumps you up. Connect the dots and reflect on how your efforts helped you achieve this win. A lot went into those healthy dinners. Takeouts would have been easier, but I created a routine, resisted the couch to prep ahead, and hyped myself up with music. Basically, in a nutshell, she had to work for it. And I say this all the time. We want it handed to us. Even myself. Yes, I'm going to have to work twice as hard as I used to. And that it is. It's like, are you kidding me? But that's how it is. And now that I know this, and now that I've, I guess it took me this long to figure out that I really have to go above and beyond. I have to go out of my comfort zone, which I do not do. Listen to the locust. I don't do that often. I am a creature of habit. I don't go out of my comfort zone well at all. So, but I have to. If I want to see results, that's what's going to have to happen. I'm going to have to really dig my heels in and get what I need to get done. Let's dive deeper. We talk a lot about non-scale victories. Celebrating those big picture wins is key, but so is acknowledging the huge effort it sometimes takes to achieve micro wins, like making a dinner after a long day, staying in your points budget when eating out, or having the courage to try a new workout. Yeah, like if you're out eating and you think to yourself, I hardly ever go out. Why would I want to stay in my points budget? I want to have all the fattening and indulgent food. True, but it's going to negate all the good efforts you did prior to that. So all that work you put in all week, honestly, can get negated by a horrible, horrible meal. What I would say is if you want something, split it with somebody, have half. Don't not have it, but find a way to fit it in. And it's, we got to stop. I do this all the time. We feel sorry for ourselves all the time. I work hard all week. I'm out and I never get to see these people. So we got to stop the feeling sorry for us and indulging when we know we shouldn't, and indulging way too much. There's indulging and there's overindulging. I mean, having the whole meal is overindulging, but having some of it isn't. It's giving yourself something. We would have to get over that. I need that. And it's hard because we do work hard. We do. But my point would be, are you too much in the healthy lifestyle? Are you not giving yourselves those occasional treats that you can certainly fit in? I think some of us are on that side of the stream where we don't have anything. We don't do anything out of our plan. We are like straight and narrow. That's great and all, but it's not realistic. And that's when you have these, sorry for myself, because I do this all the time. I just want one meal out that I want to eat what I want. And sometimes it snowballs into the negative. Everyday actions which help you reach your goals on and off the scale don't happen by accident. Digging into details, obstacles, and hard work involved is more useful than just giving yourself credit for doing the thing. Ever consider sharing your story, whether at your workshop or with a friend? It's icing on the cake. Studies show recognizing that action took more effort to achieve than making your future challenges feel easier. God, this is like my workshop. This is exactly what I just said, but I didn't even look at this. But it's true. You have to go in there, and I had to sit there and really put out more of an effort than I have. Because like I said, the effort I was putting out wasn't working. And sometimes we have to go that extra mile sometimes. And we have to, our bodies change, everything, our environment changes. The air sometimes changes. So you have to be able to navigate that. And like I said, it's not always easy. And there's not always going to be those weeks where it happens. I mean, some weeks you just go off. It's getting back on is makes you successful. Not going off, if you're not a failure because you went off plan, you're pretty much normal. The failure is an unsuccessful person, is a person that stays off plan, that just lets that, we have something we shouldn't have had. We have to move on. It may feel natural to pat yourself on the back, but it's not about bragging. You're registering what works, and more importantly, why, which is exciting on this journey. And it can help keep you going. To the app for low point recipes, to your next workouts, to bed at a decent hour, all the way to bigger goals. I mean, there is work involved, basically. And, people who put the effort in see the results. People like me who kind of try to coast through it and just rely on like these old little things, it wasn't working. And I think that was a big realization for me that it wasn't working. There's just things that you have to do. And like I said, we're in a different season of life every year. Our bodies change a little bit. We have to be able to look at what we need to do. And yeah, maybe it's just something as simple as seeing what foods bother our bodies. And everybody's foods are different. You can't sit there and say this is inflammatory for everybody, because it's not. It's not. Everybody's body's different. I mean, that's why people are allergic to different things, because everybody's body's different. You can't sit there and say, you can't eat that because it's an inflammatory food. It may not be to them if it is to you. And just if you see somebody say this is an inflammatory food, don't rule it out until you know for sure it is an inflammatory food for you, because you might be taking out a food that really isn't an inflammatory food for you. And like I said, everybody's foods are different, and you need to, like I said, go to the doctor, get tested, find out what those foods are. It might surprise you with, you'd be like, wow, it's just like I said, you just never know. And it definitely doesn't hurt to talk to a professional. Don't listen to anybody on YouTube. I always say that. Go see the man with the MD after his name. There's a reason he's got that. You pay a lot of money for that degree, and you gotta work it. And you know what? We pay a lot for our health care, and you need to utilize that. So definitely do that. But yes, that is it for me today. You gotta turn your mini wins into, and for me, it's just remembering that. And how many people comment on that video about my gluten? And I'm like, they're probably right. Again, you try to skate through, and the reality is sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Is it tough for me? Yeah. Gosh, it's tough. gluten hides in a lot of weird foods, and my favorite things are bread, pasta. Gluten-free pasta stinks. It really does. But you know what? It is what it is. You know, you gotta do what's best for you. You just have to. So that's why I made the Grace's oat bread last week. If you did not know that was, and I have a nice gluten-free bread that's fantastic. Now they do sell it, and breads in the stores that just they're all right. But this bread's really good, so I made it myself. It's oats are naturally gluten-free. They don't say that because unless they're processed in a factory that isn't, they can't be certified. So oats, yogurt, eggs was in my bread. So I it's 2 points a slice. It's fine. You know what? It is what it is. Some days you just have to go with the flow. So that is it for me. How was your week? Let me know in the comments below. How did your week go? Did you gain? Did you lose? What do you think of this week's topic? You know, and what do you need to tweak in your journey? You know, and mini wins. There's so many mini wins in our life, you know, in our journey in life itself. We have to look at those little things. What did you do right this week? We always think of all the things we did wrong, but I am sure there's something in there that you did right. Even if it's the smallest thing, you did it. You know, you have to like build on that, because we always focus on the negative. What was the movie? And I can't remember. You might remember the movie. The line was, "It's easier to believe the negative things, versus the positive things." You know, it's easier to do that. It's easier for us to focus on the negative rather than the positive, because I think we see so much negative, and it's just easier. I think we look for it. We look for negativity all the time, because it's just, I'd rather deal with the negative, because the positivity is sometimes is short and, in between. But yeah, we have to grab that silver lining, and we have to build on it. And like I said, take those little wins. You know, this is a journey, not a race. It's not, what do they say? It's not a sprint. It's, and you find what works for you. Like my leader said the other day, and she's so fantastic. And she said, everybody, is different. And like everybody tracks differently. And you just have to find how you could put you into your program and make it work, but really put it in there and follow it. Don't just say it, you have to do it. Like a lot of us like join Weight Watchers and think it's automatically the weights, okay, I joined, so it's automatically going to come off. No, you have to work. You have to find what works and how you could work it. Like if you're not a planner, if you're not a person that likes to prep, what can what is the positives, the way you like to do things, and work on that. Because like I said, you don't have to prep. People just aren't preppers. There are people that aren't planners. Like I said, I tried to be a planner. I put all the fun planners, and if I'm not a planner, I'm not a planner. I don't care how nice the pads are and the books are. If you're not something, if you're not that person, you're not that person. And there's nothing wrong with not being that person. And that's the thing I finally realized. I'm like, I don't have to be that to be successful. I reached my Weight Watchers goal on my own terms, the way that I wanted to do it. For me, and the way I live. Like there's people that when they see a recipe that I'm going to think, oh my God, you eat bread? You eat bagels? Like you eat cake? Why? I don't eat that. I don't eat chips. That's not you, but that's me. And I fit it into my day, and I love it. Absolutely, I have to be me. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. You have to be you. And you have to work with what you got and enhance, because we all have special gifts. I know you all have special gifts. So let me know your special gift in the comment section below. Like I said, let me know how your week went. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D, where we're figuring it out. One video at a time, 1 pound at a time, because you know what? You never know what's going to spark. And you just got to be there for the party. So thank you for watching. I will dish with you another day. Have a great rest of your week, my lovelies.